Said I was going to call these Tuesday treasures, but this Thanksgiving week, I don't think we had a Tuesday, or somehow it got right by me. I'll set an alarm for next week. I've been reading my grandson Cooper stories on Sunday, and he gets to watch them up in his hospital room. And so now here's some other stories for the grown-ups. So this one is called Villages. I wrote it about um, 2020. I wrote it 21 years ago. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of the story. And that's because here's my favorite little place. It's called Dennis. It's on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. And you see there's some villages. There's one called East Dennis. There's Dennis Village. South Dennis is right in the middle of the town. West Dennis, you can see it's sort of on the west edge. And then Dennisport. So that gives you an idea of the names of some villages. So villages, that's what it's all about. We should all know more about the villages of Cape Cod. After all, aren't they the center of our universe? A December 2000 column in the Cape Cod Times by Bill Richmond titled, "Village Centers Can Preserve Cape's Character," asserts we're losing our sense of small villages with defined centers. Bill quotes Patty Page's lyric, "Quaint little villages here and there," and that caused folks to fall in love with old Cape Cod. Please tell us about your village. My family's summer visits made the village of East Dennis the center of our world. There was the post office, the Players Pharmacy, the gas station, Marsh Side Restaurant, and on Quivett Neck, a sort of sub-village, the East Dennis Community Church, the Jacob Sears Memorial Library, the school, Sassuat Harbor, cold storage, and C Street beaches. There was even another center of operations for the village, the Theophilus Smith Dump. Going to the dump has always been a big deal. If we really needed to shop for food, we went over to Dennis to the market. Nothing else was required. My Aunt Sabre Sears' grandpa, J. Wallace Smalley, once saw someone at the East Dennis post office that he didn't know in the late 1800s. When he got back home, which was the other side of Main Street, he started requesting brochures to see about moving to Montana since it had gotten too crowded in East Dennis. Mail was and is still delivered twice daily. This meant that many residents made 2 trips to the post office every day, ostensibly to collect the mail, but probably more importantly, to see who else was getting mail and whether or not anything had changed since the last visit. Unfortunately, these days, the second daily delivery is mostly third and fourth class mail, and it's not very interesting. There's been some effort on the Cape to consolidate the libraries to make them more efficient. Unfortunately, this would further sacrifice an important institution in the heart of the village. We have a common book inventory system for most of the libraries. Cape Libraries Automated Materials Sharing. Did you catch the acronym CLAMS for short? And we can view the card catalog from our web browser at home. Of course, this is 21 years ago. We can just type in the magic link, clamsnet.org. Pretty catchy. The librarian can have nearly any book brought in from another library in a day or so. Therefore, we should keep the village library. I used to walk to our Osterville Village Library from the office every day after my visit to the post office to read the paper and see what's on the new bookshelf. I even won a quilt there after purchasing a number of fundraising tickets to buy new books. The village library continues to be a center of action. Cataloging villages is an exercise in itself. There are official villages. For example, in the town of Barnstable, the 7 official villages are Hyannis, West Barnstable, Osterville, Cotuit, Marston's Mills, Barnstable, and Centerville. But of course, this neglects the sub-villages, of which many sport their own post offices, like Comaquid or Craigville Beach. That post office is only open in the summer. Hyannisport, Oyster Harbor, Zuiano, Santuit, and the ancient villages of Cotuitport, now Cotuit, and Santuit, now Cotuit. Did that confuse you enough? We will endeavor to continue our catalog of villages, sub-villages, and geographical designators. For example, Sandy Neck in Barnstable and Quivett Neck in East Dennis, to make it easier for all of us to sort out the villages of Cape Cod. Do you have your copy of the Historical and Genealogical Atlas and Guide to Barnstable County, Mass. By Marjorie Hubble Gibson? It's a must for all Barnstable County researchers. And at the bottom of the page, a little picture of our favorite cemetery. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed that little rumination, and we'll be back next week.